Y'all, it is 6:30 in the morning, so excuse my background. If you hear my heater turning on and off, the little ones are still asleep, so I got the heat on full blast. You know how mamas be turning it up at night. Also, I got some laundry going, so just excuse if you hear a lot of noise in the background. But I wanted to jump on here and do a video, especially while they were still asleep, to talk to you guys about what happened to me yesterday. So yesterday was the first day of the new year, and I did a video explaining that God has put it heavy on my heart for my kids and I to relocate. I live in a duplex, and coincidentally, the neighbor who was giving me problems, they're moving as well. Like, I see furniture, beds, TVs, everything being thrown out, and random people, driving it by, coming to pick stuff up. So I don't know. Last week, today is Tuesday. Last week on Friday, I don't know, I just felt like it was heavy from God. He was just like, Star, it's time to go. So I just got up on a hunch and I started packing, and a lot of my house is like emptied and furniture is moved to the side. Portraits are taken down. Like, it's giving the finale of a sitcom. Like, a lot of stuff is clear. I got the curtains still up because, for privacy through my windows in the living room and stuff. But upstairs, most of the curtains are taken down and things are bagged up, and a lot of things are put in the trash. Long story short, you guys, I wanted to relocate about 3 hours away from my home now. It's still in the same state, but it's 3 hours away. I had talked to my son's dad about this back in October, and I talked to him about this maybe like 2 years ago as well. 2 years ago, it was just a conversation like, hey, yeah, I'm thinking about relocating within the next year or so. Just letting you know it's going to be a big move. Okay, cool. I brought it up in October because I could see it coming into fruition, like, even clearer. So I told him, I'm like, hey, next year definitely might be my year. This is when my landlord had offered me to stay at two of his other properties. I had told him, like, yeah, I could see myself just making a big move and leave. If I move, it's gonna be big. So he was like, okay, cool. So I'm talking on the phone to my best friend about it and everything. And girl, did you talk to him about it? Yeah, he cool. We've been talked about it back in October and a year or so before that. So she like, girl, you might want to call him again and just talk about it now that you're definitely finna do it, like within the next 30 days, 30 to 60 days type stuff. Because let me tell you something, my mom went through it with my brother's dad, and she was telling me that when her mom took her three kids, right? Her mom had three kids, and she moved them 3 hours away to where I'm trying to go now. Her mom, they used to stay by me, hence why we became best friends when we were little. She's been my best friend for 20 years. So her mom had moved them out to a different area when we were like 16, 15, 16. And she moved them, and my best friend went to a different high school and everything, but we always kept communication. Long story short, she says that her mom went through it with her brother's dad. Her brother's dad made it hard. He got a court order where he was to get her brother every single weekend, and the mom had to travel and meet him halfway. She had to travel an hour and a half, meet him halfway, and she just could not financially do it. Like, she was already trying to, work and get on her feet afloat, living where they at, and cost of living has changed. It is higher down there. The jobs pay more, but the cost of living is higher where I'm trying to go. So long story short, they fought over that a lot, and the brother's dad actually used to take the mom back and forth to court. She said her mom received all type of threats in the mail from the court saying she's gonna get locked up if she's not, like, obeying the court issue, the parenting time, if she's not meeting him halfway. And she said the only reason why that stopped is because the brother's dad gave up. Now, she's telling me that the brother's dad did this in spite of, when they were living where I'm at now, he paid that little boy no attention. He was barely getting him. A matter of fact, y'all, let's check this out. Not without telling her business, because y'all don't know who I'm talking about. I'm just saying an example of how these exes or relationships can get. when he was with her mom, he lied and he had a whole family, like he had a wife and kids. So she was a single mom with him from the jump. And he never made an effort to really like be involved in her brother's life. But, now that she was moving, something snapped in him and he just wanted the control of still having, access to her or her being close by. So he made himself more involved to make it inconvenient for her. So I'm thinking back and I'm like, girl, I remember all this. I remember the time she used to call me, being stressed out about her mom because she got a threat to go to jail. And I remember. So I'm like, yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Let me give him one more call. So I called my son's dad and I was just like, hey, I know we had briefly talked about this in October in a year or so before, but I am moving within the next, 30 to 60 days. I told him where I wanted to relocate to. And it's going to be a couple hours away, but it's still, close. And he flipped his lid, y'all. This was my agreement that I proposed to him. I said all major holidays, Father's Day, 4th of July, Easter, my birthday, I can come out here and bring him directly to your doorstep because I'm going to be visiting my family anyway. My dad loves having holiday get-together parties. So I will be coming out here anyway. And if you want to see him in between that, you can come to me and get him. I think that would be best for the both of us. And if you want me to be real, the way that he gets our son is more convenient for him, us doing it like this, because I'll be coming out there a lot versus him having to come to me. It makes no sense trailing each other back if we're going the same direction, right? So he flipped out. He was like, it's barely any major holidays and you won't always be out here. And no, I want halfway. You could still come out here on major holidays. But when I get my son, I want to see him maybe every 2 weeks or whatever. And I want to meet halfway. So let me get this straight. You want me to drop him off to you every major holiday. And you want me to meet you in between on regular days instead of you coming to me. And guys, I even propose if you only have 2 days or 3 days off, you can stay down here. You can spend the night or the weekend or whatever. I don't care. And then you can go back. Yeah, okay, take it a step further. I don't know if you remember or if you watched my other vlog. He has a whole girl that lives in the area that I'm moving. I don't know who the girl is, whatever the case is. But the same chick that he lied to me about back when I had miscarried our other child, the girl he was with at that time, she lives towards the area that I'm going. I'm not thinking about her. I don't know exactly what she stayed. She could be a whole 45 minutes away from where I'm going. But all I know is that it's within that city, but that city is large, y'all. So, with that being said, he comes out there very frequently to visit her. And you trying to make it hard for me and pull her halfway? Sense does that make? She ain't got to come to you. What sense does that make? So he making it hard. Long story short, y'all. And he said all these things about, well, you trying to leave, and if you can't afford to meet me halfway, then I don't know what you do. Y'all, it was a lot, and he pretty much threatened me like, the only way I will understand is if you had car issues, but we got to work around that, meaning you got 2 weeks to get that fixed type thing. I can survive being down there on my own with 2 kids, but to promise that my car will forever be up, running and working to drive an hour away to meet you every other weekend, that's something that I can't promise you. All I can promise you is that my intentions are good. I intend to come down here, all major holidays. I intend to, I intend to work with you with co-parenting the best way I can. I would never hold your son back from you. But y'all, he flipped out, and it was more so the area, the fact that I was relocated and he had literally just moved in November, like 7 minutes away from me. And I don't understand why. It's like he just wants to rub everything in my face. And I'm like, let me be honest with you. Because if you want me to meet you halfway every single week, every other week, I'm going to need an increase on child support. Okay. Put him on when the baby was when the baby was born. The baby is now 8 years old. I have not asked for an increase at 8 years, going on 9. And I said, I'm gonna need an increase. Times of the cost of living has changed. In today's world, I can't do much for the baby off of what you're paying me. You pay me $13.84 a day. I can't do, if I put him in daycare, that is the child support while I work. My sacrifice came in where my sacrifice came in where you pay me $13.84 a day for me to provide for him. You got free daycare up out of me. I have to sacrifice my working schedule, and I still got to pay some money on the side for watching him while you work as much as you want, make over $1,000 a week, and had a fancy car, house, whatever the case is, and I have to make it work. And you know I had another child when you met me. All right, you played stepdaddy for 3 years. You don't understand when my sacrifice is coming. I can't win for losing. Because let's say that all my only income was child support. You'll have an issue with that saying, oh, she living off my money. And what she had said before when we were younger. Oh, she living off my money. She's trying to take care of both of her kids. The other one is not my responsibility off $13.84 a day. She's trying to take care of them off my money, pay all her bills off my money and this and that. Okay. So I get a job. I'm working. Oh, well, you got more money to help out. You don't need an increase for me. You got a job, right? It's not my fault if you can't afford where you stay at. Why would you move somewhere where the cost of living is higher? Because the schools are better. The opportunities better. I have a better chance of following my career. It's just overall better. The houses are better. The neighborhood is better. So you'd rather your son stay in this area where I have sent this boy. I've lived out here for 3 years. And within 3 years, I have sent him to 3 different schools because he kept getting jumped and bullied. He was in 2nd grade, y'all, and he got jumped on the school bus. And by 3 boys, one of them had choked him. All of them were older than him. They stole his chain, everything. So you telling me you'd rather have him in this area where you can be close, just in case if something happened. But y'all, let's be real. Whenever something has happened, mama's there, right? If we set up a parent meeting or a principal meeting, we'll have to do it whenever your work schedule is free. But that one call, hey, come pick the baby up. This is what happened. I'm there. I have to have 24-hour access just in case something go down at the school. And I got to fill you in about it later on because you at work. Or you out of town. And he refused. He was talking about he pays too much already. His $13.84 is too much already. He was talking about how it's going to backfire on me because I'm going to end up getting it reduced if I take him to court. It's not going to go the way he thinks. He's going to hire some fancy lawyer and all this and that. So then he ended the conversation with, let me think about it. I'll give you my answer tomorrow. Like he's giving me permission or not to move in what he's willing to help with. And I had asked him, I'm like, well, do you at least have an extra $30 that you can give me a week? Like we can skip going through the judge and everything. I just want a little bit more in child support because I haven't taken you back for a modification in 8 years, going on 9. When I first put him on, he had his job. He was making $16 an hour. And he's been in his job for going on 10 years now. He was making $16 an hour, y'all. By now, 10 years later, you're definitely, baby, you making about 25, 30, it's probably more. You some type of manager. It's something that you ain't telling me. He done got this new house or whatever, straight out the store, new couches, new bed set, new furniture, new everything, new appliances, just straight out. And you're mad because I'm asking you for an extra $30? Really? I remember, y'all, when we were younger with the baby, I tried to get him to help more. I said, listen, I don't care if we gotta, go back and, we lower the child support or whatever the case is. I need you to get him more. I need to work. I was a teacher. Y'all know I talk about it all the time. I was a preschool teacher. Like, I don't care what we gotta do, but I can't bring him early into my job. I have to have childcare. I have to have a babysitter. I need help with pickups and drop offs. Like, my family is not able to do it. I don't have anyone to help me. And can you ask your family, or can you help out more so I won't lose my job? And I remember, y'all, he said, no, that's my problem. Figure it out. I was doing good. Y'all, I was in college for early child care. I had already just stopped working at the orphanage. And the orphanage was another story. I was working way too many hours. I was making good money, but I had a lack of babysitter. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe you could put him, first of all, daycare's a high, start there. Second of all, with him being so young, I would have preferred for my kids to be older and able to fully talk and communicate before I put them, like now the ages they are, it would be perfect for childcare. But back then, when they're not really big enough or old enough to defend themselves or at least tell me what's going on, that's just something I opt out. It wasn't like a big option for me. And if you do that, that's fine. But I was just saying, for my own personal journey, I wanted help from close family members, and the people that I had the most at that time, the possibility was his side, and they opt out from helping me too. Nobody wanted to help me get my life together. None of them. It's like they all teamed up like, nah, we're going to push him, and, we'll see the baby during visitation. We good. And he did the same thing. I see him every other weekend or whatever, but I'm not going to help you get your life together. That's how the story was. So therefore, he flourished in his job. He's been able to work there for so long, and I haven't been able to do the same because of babysitting. Whenever my kids go through situations or my son gets bullied at school, I have to take him out till I find him a new school. I'm homeschooling him at home. I have no help. I have no break. I have no, oh, let me help you. Oh, let me help you pay for this private school. Let's try something new. Nothing. It's on me, y'all. And the thing is, you're trying to make it so hard for me to move 3 hours away that you're talking about getting him every week, every other weekend. You don't do that now, and he's 7 minutes away from you. He has moved into that house in November. My son has seen his new bedroom twice. He has fixed up every other part of his room. My son's bedroom is not even fully put together. He ain't got no curtains, no decorations, nothing. But he made sure to work on his. He made sure to do the living room. And this is my thing, y'all. My son is going to be 9. This is his first house that he actually got my son a bedroom. His whole life, he has been in a 1 bedroom, okay? And he had my son sleeping on the couch. And it goes deep. My thing is, you could afford it. He just didn't want to. He didn't want to do it. Because he knew he wasn't getting them like that. He knew it. And it goes deep. I'm saying it's fine if you only got a 1 bedroom and make it work. But my son had a crib. He was gifted a crib on his first birthday by somebody in his dad's family. He has kept that crib in the box in his closet forever. He got it when my son was 1. He has never opened it, built it, nothing. It was in crib. It was a toddler bed. He has never built it, unboxed it, nothing. And my son outgrew it to the point where he just had to throw it away, donate it. I don't know what he did with it, but he has never set it up. He had my son again. He wanted his house to look so much like a bachelor pad. He didn't have, when you walk into his house, it was no sign of toys. It was no sign of a baby life up in there. Nothing. He didn't even have a special dedicated corner for our son. Nothing. He didn't have no walker around, no crib, no toddler bed, no toys. My son outgrew all his clothes. So I say that to say this. He's purposely trying to make it hard for me. He doesn't visit him like every single week, every other week, like he portrays he's going to be doing if I were to move. He doesn't do that now. He just wants to do it because I'm moving. And the jealousy and the hatred in his voice was scary. He was like, I can't just move to Beverly Hills and give our son a better life and expect you to drive to me. And so you admit that I'm giving him a better life. It's just the fact that I'm leaving here that's bothering you so bad. And as far as the pay increase, he even said nowadays, he said this back in October, nowadays a child needs a 2-parent household because the cost of living has gone up so much and it is hard. So if I'm by myself, yeah, I'm going to need an increase from you. Just because this is still a 2-parent thing, even though it's not a 2-parent household, we're still co-parenting in this. You know your son needs stuff. His shoes alone is $100. You know your son needs stuff. So I talked on the phone to my grandma about it, and I just told her I don't know what I should do because I don't want anything to happen to me, God forbid, if I'm not able to meet him halfway on a consistent basis. He drives a brand new 2023 type car, and he has all these funds to be able to make it to me halfway with no problem. And I can't promise that every single weekend, every other week, I'll be able to financially and physically with my car meet him at that halfway check mark. He's not even getting our son that much. And my grandma said that I might just be stuck. I'm going to just have to stay here. I'm like, Grandma, I've been here for 30 years. I want to experience things. I became a mom when I was 17. I want to go places. I want to experience things. I said, Grandma, my daughter is 17. She will be grown, y'all, in 6 years. My son will be grown in 9 years. When you're on government assistance, once they get grown, y'all, my voucher changes. Like, I felt like I only have so many years to really make this work before, we either get kicked off the system because of their age or, they age out, meaning their income will start counting towards everything too, and it gets harder. And I won't qualify for 3-bedroom no more. And I just wanted to make this move now so that by the time they get grown, I'll be able to get myself off the system. I'll be accustomed to living to that lifestyle. Everything won't hit me at once, moving to that area, and I'll be able to get a good job down there. The jobs down there pay very well. I just wanted to take another step to get out the system, y'all. And when she said that I just might be stuck, it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart, her thinking that I got to stay here until, my son gets 18, and then we could think about, moving once we free from him and he can still see him, but it won't be a mandated thing. It won't be so much pressure. But what's crazy, y'all, is this goes both ways. This man can leave and go to the dream area that I want to be at next year, the year after, and I still have to be forced to drive out and meet him halfway. He gets to move whenever he wants to, and I'm still stuck here. And we live in the same area, but it's a difference. With my voucher, is so many houses available. I am in the ghetto side. But he can any, mini, miny, mo, pick any apartment, building, house that he wants to and live in the more sophisticated areas in the same city. There's not a lot of opportunity out here. I've been here long enough to know that. And ain't no real jobs out here. Things in this area is McDonald's and, not knocking anybody who works there. But what I'm saying is, I want something that's going to really change my life for the better. And I don't know about it being out here. I want to give my kids a new scenery when they grow up and meet people. First of all, these kids at their school is ghetto as hell. I'm just going to say it. It's a lot of stuff going on. I see it for myself when I go up there. I just wanted to give them options of versatility, like versatile when they go to different schools at the area I was thinking about relocating. When they meet their future spouse, like, it ain't, when it comes to these dudes, ain't nothing too much out here. It's not. I know you got a few good ones, but I haven't really came across them. And I know it's like that pretty much everywhere, but I would at least like to put them in a better opportunity. Even me, when I was growing up, the little boys at my school was bad as hell. And when I grew up in high school, they were bad. Wasn't many of them too much about nothing. And I ended up getting pregnant by two of them. Those are my options. I don't know. I just want a better opportunity for myself and my kids. So a piece of me feel like Star still make the move. He talking right now, but you don't know. He might not even get him. It might be the same like how it is now. He might not take the time out to actually travel and try to get him. If he's not doing it when he's right around the corner, he's just trying to control you and don't let the enemy win. God has the last say. So piece of me saying that, right? Another piece of me like, Star, put your pride aside, and you got two kids to be here for, and you see the enemy is plotting against you. Not saying that you never will be able to leave, but boss up before you make that move. Maybe next year around this time, you can go ahead and make that move. But right now, you need to find a better paying job. You need to save up as much as you can to the point where you have two cars. You got to back up. What up? And regroup. You see how he coming, cut him off, and next year, be ready. Be ready, Star. That's what the other part of me is saying. So right now, I am on a month-to-month, and although I do want to move, I know that wherever I go to, it's going to be a year lease I'm gonna have to sign. So a piece of me like, you should stay here, maybe boss up, work hard for about 6 months, and then you can go ahead and jet. And then a piece of me like, you still need to relocate. God already put this on my heart. Even if it's 10 minutes away, I still need to relocate and work hard for a year. And when that lease is up, then I can make the big move. So I don't know. I have an indoor garage, and that's what I'm looking at. I have an indoor garage. The whole purpose of me moving, besides achieving a better life, is to fully do my radio, right? I want to fully do interviews inside the house. I want to charge $100 per interview. When I first started working at the original radio station, that's what the guy was doing. He was doing it in his mama's basement, charging $100 per interview, and I was watching him make money, interviews every single day. He was making bank, y'all. Bank, thousands of dollars. I've seen it. So that's my heat turning on. So I'm like, I want a house with a full basement cut off from the regular house, and I could do my interviews down there. So either I'm going to move to really like rack it up and have people coming out the back, or either I'm going to fully insulate my garage, because it's an indoor garage, and have people coming in and out of the garage for an interview. I don't use it like it's laminated flooring, tiles, and all that. So I don't know, y'all. Comment below what you think. I mean, I know that God has the final say so, and I got a little input in it too. But if y'all got any advice, should I just go ahead and make the move 3 hours away? Should I stay here for about 6 months or so and just work and rack it up? Or should I relocate about 10 minutes or so away from here to have my downstairs basement so I could really rack it up with the interviews? Let me know. Love you guys. Have a good day. And this is a new year. Don't let anybody mess this up for you. If plan A don't work, immediately go to plan B. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to discover my options, and I'm not going to let anything stop me.